With the help of this optimized result, I have chosen the extracting solvent as acetone as well, with the extraction time of 1000 and oxygen flow rate of 600 ml per minute, and shows a very high percent of efficiency within the range of 80 to 100% for all three analytes, which is serine, soman, and cycloserine. So, in the conclusion, this material can be used as solid support for the analysis of air containing these three sensors of irritant for the better efficiency. This can also be used for the other analyte also, which is having a PO linkage or PP linkage in the analyte. So, thank you very much. I have acknowledged to my author and these are my thank you.
It's done from your side?
Yes, sir.
Any questions? In audience, if anybody wants any questions, ask you any questions. Okay, thank you, Madhav. Next is the Tanvi Yadav from North Cap University, Gurgaon. Tanvi Yadav.
Yes, ma'am.
Please start your presentation. Tanvi?
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute.
Okay. Tanvi, please start sharing your screen and confine your time to 2 minutes only for presenting your poster. Kindly start sharing your screen.
Ma'am, is it visible?
No, it's not. No. It's last.
Is it now?
Tanvi, yes.
So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tanvi Yadav and I'm from the North Cap University. So my topic is the role of chitosan-based magnetic nanocomposites in removal of dyes and metals from the wastewater. So due to the progressive rise in population industrialization, the levels of deterioration of water assets as well as led to environmental protection, pollution. So the importance of water for biotic as well as abiotic system requires a prompt awareness. So in order to diminish the toxic contaminants like the metals and organic dyes, the researchers are examining diverse methods such as adsorption, photocatalytic degradation, and electrolysis. So in order to diminish these contaminants, the biopolymer like chitosan, which is budget friendly and has straight chain of random polysaccharide units, is environmental friendly and is economically available. So this review elucidates the significance of the chitosan-based magnetic nanocomposites.
Tanvi, you are not audible. Tanvi, have you concluded? So on behalf of entire SLC, we thank all the poster presenters here. We are extremely thankful to Professor Arkaja Goswami for the smooth conductance of this poster session. Now I request Dr. Kanika Solanki to present a token of gratitude to Professor Arkaja Goswami. I request Dr. Kavita Yadav to also join her. You be kindly click one photograph, please. Aju, please. Student volunteer, please ask Shukla ji to come for the photograph. Now, without any further delay, let us start with the technical session 3 of the day and 6th technical session of the conference. For that, we have with us Professor Ashu Gupta from Shamlal College as the chairperson of this technical session. This will be an online session from the side of speaker, and the esteemed speaker, Professor Pant, has already joined online. First of all, I would like to thank ma'am for accepting our invite. Thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to invite ma'am. Ma'am has already come to the dais, and Kanika Solanki also has joined her. So, ma'am, I want to seek your permission to begin with the session. Thank you, ma'am. Now I ask Dr. Kanika Solanki to kindly introduce our chairperson, Professor Ashu Gupta. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Aditi. Welcome, ma'am. Dr. Ashu Gupta has completed her BSc Honours Chemistry in 1997 and MSc Inorganic Chemistry in 1998 from Delhi University. She has completed her PhD from the Department of Chemistry, University of Delhi, India in 2004 on the topic Designing and Synthesis of Functionalized Polymer for Pre-Concentration and Determination of Trace Metal Ions, a green chemistry approach under the guidance of Professor R.K. Sharma, University of Delhi. She is currently professor and the coordinator of DPT research project in Shamlal College, University of Delhi. She is also holding the post of bursar in the college. She is an active member of Green Chemistry Network Center. She has more than 20 years of teaching and research experience. She has several research papers in various peer-reviewed national and international journals. Her research interests include sustainable material development for catalysis, sensors, and another energy application. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kanika, for your kind introduction. Without delay, I'll start. Good afternoon to one and all present here. I extend my warm welcome to our distinguished speaker. I hope they have joined.
Sir, am I audible to you?
Yeah. Perfectly audible.
So you can share your screen now.
Yeah, it's clear now. Now, without any delay, I would like to introduce our first speaker, Professor Deepak Pant. Professor Pant is currently a professor of chemistry and environmental science at Central University of Himachal Pradesh, Dharamshala. He is also visiting professor of environmental and chemical science, Indira Gandhi Technological and Medical Sciences University, Arunachal Pradesh. Dr. Pant is awarded with Silver Jubilee Research Fellowship Award for the year 2003 by Kumaon University. Also, Young Scientist Award 2009, INSA Visiting Fellow 2010, DSC SARC Visiting Fellow 2010, and Young Scientist Award 2011, and also Visitor Award 2017 by Honorable President of India for his research activities. In 2019, he was conferred by the 8th National Award for Technology Innovation by the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, Government of India by Honorable Vice President of India. Dr. Pant has 5 patents in area of waste management by Green Techniques and authored 13 books, 60 research papers in various national and international journals. He has guided 10 PhD theses and 150 MSc dissertations. Professor Pant was the former Dean, School of Earth and Environmental Sciences at Central University of Himachal Pradesh, Dharamshala. He was also former Dean, School of Basic Sciences, Central University of Haryana, Mahendragarh. He was the chairman of the Non-Teaching Grievance Redressal Committee of CUH member and also COVID task force, and was also involved in important university assignments in CUH like Dean Students Welfare and Dean Chemical Sciences. Now, I would like to take pleasure to invite Professor Deepak Pant to share his research work and knowledge and experience with us. He is going to deliver his lecture on value addition in waste management research. Over to you, Professor Pant. You can
Yeah, thank you. Am I audible perfectly?
You are audible.
Yeah, my screen is moving. The slides are moving well, na?
It's moving and it's you are audible also.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the nice introduction, and I convey my regard to convener Dr. Rita Sharma for inviting me and presenting my views. It's something very interesting that I am presenting. This is a kind of admixture of various aspects of chemistry and the environment sciences. I do discuss about something which is kind of interest to all of environment science persons and the chemistry persons, that is the chemistry of toxicity and detoxification. Everyone is thinking about the toxicity, but there is a certain kind of limitation how we can actually detoxify it. So we do something in that particular direction and develop certain kind of protocol by which we can detoxify the materials. What are those? I give certain kind of clues, which is sometimes the eye opener for the upcoming kind of researchers. There's something that if you're thinking about ethanol and the polyol convergence, polyols means the kind of saccharide, they starting from the sorbitol to this sucrose and the fructose. Like ethanol is the first member and the polyols are the successive members, higher members. And if you think the trend toward the ethanol to the polyol, the toxicity is going to be reduced. Like ethanol having some toxicity, previous member methanol is more toxic. And if you compare the other members like the glycerol, like the glycols, these having certain kind of limited toxicity. Similarly, if you think about the acetaldehyde toxicity, acetaldehyde to the dialdehyde kind of conversion, that if you think the acetaldehyde is perfect toxic, it's having certain kind of genotoxic effects, and dialdehyde, in the case of dialdehyde, toxicity going to be reduced. This is what I told in my previous presentation. Also, the first member is the methanol. Then, if you think about the varieties of the polyol members like the ethylene glycol, like the glycerol, the toxicity trend are going to be reduced. Ethylene glycol is used in varieties of the medicinal product. Glycerol is also eatable kind of, but methanol is not as such. So there is something very interesting. Like one more thing I would introduce or come out of the picture, like the generally iron is present in body, in our body 3 to 4 grams. But if you think about the drinking water, it is not even tolerable up to a level of 10 ppm. So what is that particular magic? Actually, iron is present in our body, but it is not tolerable in our drinking water up to a level of 10 ppm. So it is something which gives a clue that there is something which is behind our watch. So we have to be think and that particular direction, that what is that? It is the environment. Actually, there is a linking between a kind of substance in terms of its environment. As the environment gone to be changed, the toxicity is going to be changed. Like in a drinking water, the iron is present in terms of their hydroxide or the chloride, but in the case of this blood, it is in its protein complex. So these certain kind of change its environment towards the hydroxide to certain protein moieties. Second, if you think about the tulsi plant, mercury is present in the tulsi plant. Methyl mercury is a deadly poison, but mercury in the tulsi consists of the large amount of mercury and the iron. It is having certain kind of medicinal properties. That all the magic of certain kind of environment. So how this magic one can achieve that? The application towards the metal detoxification. That metal detoxification, how we can do? We after our thorough research, we can develop certain kind of documents, like the varieties of the postulate we can develop. Out of this, we can say that the by certain kind of axial coordination, by certain kind of increasing ligand field strength, and the certain kind of multi-density changes, or broadly we can say the pi cloud extension is prima facie responsible behind kind of detoxification episodes. So everyone thinking about detox to our body, detox to our organ, detox to our environment. So this is something very interesting that is out of certain kind of these interaction. Pi-pi interaction, as all the chemistry person are known well about this kind of interaction. If the area, it is responsible behind the extension of the area, resultant kind of this detoxification episode. Like if you think about this iron-like moieties, if the ligand is smaller, lesser detoxification. If the ligand is going to be increased, the kind of detoxification occur. Second, it is related to the certain kind of biocompatibility, and in the nature terms, we can say it crude versus the pure. Like there are the many things, many eatable item we can say, like if we taken it as a crude form, it having certain kind of more pi-pi interactions, hence a kind of detoxified. So like first, one more example I put in front of you all, that the acetaminophen like tablets. Acetaminophen is a kind of analgesic tablet we can widely used. It is widely used, and the basic source behind is barbarage kind of substances which is out of our certain kind of Ayurveda, and their kind of certain kind of structural homology. Out of that, the acetaminophen is going to be, actually what is going to be happen, there is certain kind of broader molecule having certain kind of medicinal property. We can go on for certain kind of simplification. So broader molecule having kind of that effect, but in a time taking. Yeah, but in the case of the smaller molecule, effort is more rapid kind. So like we can say, I previously also said that the toxicity of aldehydes, like the if you studied the regular trend, the low molecular weight aldehydes are the more toxic than the higher molecular weight aldehydes. So converting lower to higher, one can say that the kind of detoxification episodes are we can achieve. Like amines, in case of similar trend is gone to with the amines, like the lower members having the limited higher toxicity, but the higher member having the less toxicity. So that actually what is going to be happen, that is the broadly we can say that there is a kind of pi electrons which play a role, and that is the something we can say that in Ayurveda we can say that this pi extension may be possible with kind of other ingredient. Like if you think about two kind of the Ayurvedic ingredient and the allopathic ingredient. In the Ayurvedic ingredient, there are kind of things we can say that like of polyphenols are present, due to which its pi is going to be extensive. So these all we can keep in our mind, and we can achieve a kind of detoxification system. Detoxification having the diverse kind of explanation, like this one I express in terms of the varieties of environmental aspect. There are many more aspects that we can achieve kind of detoxification episode for our drug development. We can achieve a kind of detoxification episode for kind of this environmental episodes, and we ourselves wish to be kind of detoxified by kind of several therapy, and there is certain chemical logic behind that, and these chemical logic is somehow rendering about these four postulates which we develop by our vigorous experimental studies, and each and every postulate is broadly validated by certain kind of observations. Like one can say the axial coordination, ligand with weak and intermediate ligand field strength and multi-density became its kind of detoxified conversion. Metal exert a kind of structural role, and inert complex generally be biocompatible. Development of multinuclear complex capable of forming adducts with biomolecules. This is something which is very important, and if a researcher wish to work, because everyone is working, but in kind of certain kind of development, a synthetic chemist work, environmental chemistry work, but ultimate object is that we have to be uh, designed for the society. How we can better design that? Designing can be only feasible if the resultant complex having certain kind of this detoxification, like certain kind of limited toxicity like things. So this is something my submission for the day, and thank you for the patientful hearing. Hello. बीच में connection गड़बड़. Hello. Hello. Amar. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, yes, sir. Uh, I just asked from the audience if there is any question. Otherwise, we'll wind up. Any questions from this talk? So right now they have no questions, but if they have any queries, they can mail you up. And with my thanking note, thank you, sir, for your enlightening presentation. I am sure your valuable inputs on waste management research will be a learning experience for all our participants present here, and they can apply in their life for their sustainable living. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your knowledgeable and sharing your experience with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ashu ma'am, for the smooth conductance of this thought-provoking session. Now I request Dr. Kanika to present a token of gratitude to our own Professor Ashu Gupta ma'am.
Rawat.
I again request Dr. Kanika to present a token of gratitude to our own Professor Ashu Gupta ma'am. Besides, I would also like to thank Dr. Kanika Solanki for coordinating this session. Rawat sir has joined online for his keynote address.
Yeah, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can we start, sir?
Yes, yes. Am I
Yeah.
audible?
Yeah, sir, you are audible. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Once again, I welcome you on behalf of SLC. We are grateful to you, sir, for the time and effort you took to share your experiences with us. Thank you for accepting our invite. Now, before I hand over to you, sir, I would like to introduce Professor D.S. Rawat. Currently holds the position of Vice Chancellor at Kumar University, Nainital. He is a senior professor in the Department of Chemistry at the University of Delhi. He graduated and completed his master's degree at Kumar University, where he was honored with a gold medal for his exceptional performance. He earned his PhD from the Central Drug Research Institute, Lucknow, in 1998. His research interest encompasses the development of small molecules as anti-cancer, anti-malarial, antimicrobial, and anti-Parkinson agents, as well as nanocatalysis. Notably, one of his molecules has been licensed to a Boston-based pharmaceutical company for the treatment of Parkinson's disease. Professor Rawat is a fellow of various national and international academic societies and associations with over 24 years of teaching experience. He pursued postdoctoral studies at Purdue University and Indiana University, USA. Additionally, he has held positions as an R&D executive at Punchil Organic Limited, Indore, and as a scientist at Lupin Laboratories Limited. Professor Rawat has served in various administrative roles at the University of Delhi, including warden and provost of Jubilee Hall, Dean of Examination Branch, coordinator of the Department of Chemistry, OSD of the University Press, and treasurer of DUSU. Under his guidance, 25 PhD students have completed their degrees, with 5 currently pursuing their research. He has published approximately 160 articles in international and national journals and holds 9 national and international patents. His H index is 45 and his I index is 122. Sir, it's a great honor to have you with us. I kindly request now, sir, to deliver his keynote address. Over to you, sir. Professor Rawat, sir, are we audible? Hello? Sir,
just wait. I'm in a call. Wait.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry, actually. I
Yeah,
got
so
a call
okay.
from the Higher Education Secretary of my state. So,
Okay, sir.
yeah, yeah, thank you so much for your kind introduction and invitation, Dr. Rita Sharma and all the colleagues. And when I accepted this invitation, I thought I will personally visit your college and to my home also. But then I got engaged in so many other activities.
So we were
Okay,
waiting for you.
yeah. Can you hear me?
So we were waiting for you. So,
Oh, thank you so much. So nice of you. So let me start. I will not take too much of a time. I will try to finish it within time. And happy to see that there are a lot of audience sitting over there. So let me show you few things about my university where I am right now. So want to tempt all of you to visit Nainital at least once. So that's the university where I am right now. That's the main gate of the university from July 2023. And this is the campus. This is the administrative block of the university. It is the 50 year. We are just completing 50 years. We have 9 faculties, 33 departments, sanction post 205. 83 colleges are affiliated, more than 70,000 students. We have 2 campuses. And my residence is, can you see the cursor? कर्सर दिखाई दे रहा है आपको स्क्रीन में कि नहीं? Okay, leave it. So my accommodation is this side. It is just 100 meters away from this place where I'm sitting right now.
okay.
And this, whole forest, and I have a very good companion at evening. Actually, we have 3-4 leopards in this region. So it's very difficult to come out at night. And this is the campus. You can see the one side of the lake, the building which are shown there. This is the main campus. We call a DSB campus to this. And this is how the city looks like when you have a clear sky. So it's a beautiful city. And I have shown 2 red arrows. The right hand arrow shows the administrative block is that side, and the left hand arrow shows you this is the campus area. So it is about 2 kilometers away from the administrative block. And during winter, it looks a little bit difficult to survive because at times it snows a lot here. But night is beautiful. You can see this picture. The night is a mesmerizing picture of Nainital. You can see. Hi Ruchika, good to see you here. तो आज थोड़ा सा केमिस्ट्री सुन लो, ठीक है?
Yeah. So thank you so much for showing this.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
So this is the another campus, actually Bhimtal campus. This picture I clicked just 2-3 days back at night. This is the Bhimtal city, and we have one campus to Bhimtal also. So we have very good campus at Nainital and good at Bhimtal also. And this is what I did actually after I joined Kumaon University. I decided let's go to classroom and teach to the students. So I teach my MSc students here. So there is not much change as far as concerned to going to the classroom. And that's the same classroom where I studied 30 years back actually. So 30 years back, I was a student to this classroom, and today I'm teaching as a vice chancellor to the students in the same campus. Not only I teach to the students, actually, I do so many crazy things. And the left-hand side picture, I try to address the PhD student more often, because PhD students are the main backbone of any academic institute. So I try to motivate them. The right-hand side picture, you can see just yesterday. So I made a surprise visit to see the teaching arrangements in the undergrad courses. So I visited the classroom, met the students in open. So I try to go to the students so that they don't come to me in crowd at my office. So I'm relaxed in my office then. And let me just show you 2-3 more things about the university. We have a very good museums. The left-hand side museum, the zoology museum, you can see the human skeleton, which nowadays you can't see in the medical schools also. Not only that, we have a original human embryo, an embryo of many reptiles. The right-hand picture, what you can see here, this is the jaw of an elephant family that is about 5.3 million year old. Then next, this is the Himalayan museum. What we have a gold coin as old as 145 AD, silver coin of Muhammad Shah's time 1719 or so, and you can see very good collection they have here. So after joining Kumaon University, we did so many innovative things here. We started internal research funding to the faculty members. We are funding to the master students and PhD student faculty members to attend the conferences. Nowhere in India, we fund the master students. So I have started that also. Best rewards for the publication high impact factor journals, reimbursement of patent drafting and filing cost, intern fellowship to go to the good labs, we are giving that. Talent hunt program, we have a budget of 30 lakhs for undergrad and postgraduate students, creativity aspects. We are funding research funding to UG and PG students also. We have started office and lab intern program for students. 8 industrialists we have hired as visiting professor, 8 foreign professors, 20 Indian academicians, including 6 Padma awardees are in our university as a visiting professor. And luckily, our government has increased the annual budget of my university up to 67%. So we don't have a dearth of money at the moment, at least. And we got 100 crore grant just a couple of months back as a Miru. So with this, let me just focus on what I wanted to talk to you, because when we talk chemistry, the organic chemistry starts from the discovery of a compound called urea, and that was discovered by Euler in 1828. And there a lot of progress has taken from 1828. Just let me show you how much this branch of science has impacted the human life. If you look at this slide, the left-hand side, the top one, you can see 1900, that is India. So in 1900, the average life at birth in India was about 33.5 years, which has gone up to now 66 years. So whole credit goes to this branch of science, which we call chemistry-biology interface. So chemistry has played a pivotal role in this aspect. So when we talk about drug discovery program, everybody will ask you at the end how many drugs you have developed. So this is one of the slides every medicinal chemist would like to show, so that at the end, nobody asks the question whether you have developed any drug or not. It's a very challenging, time-consuming, and costly affair. So when medicinal chemists synthesize more than 10,000 compounds, one compound comes to the market as a drug. It costs about $460 million US, and this is what the Indian rupees. So it is too costly, time-consuming, and risky. These are some of the ways how the drugs are designed. So I will talk only the last one, that is called hybrid drug discovery. What this means, you must have seen this plant, which is given in the right side of the slide. This is what we call Sadabahar. So this plant has been a source of more than 70 alkaloids, and structure of 2 of the alkaloids are shown in the slide. Both of these alkaloids were shown poor anti-cancer activity. But the same plant generated 2 more molecules when these 2 molecules are hooked up by a single bond, and this is called vincristine and vinblastine. Vincristine and vinblastine has been approved for treatment of leukemia way back in 1963 by US FDA. So it means if you hook up 2 of the molecules in a simple language, if you go to the doctor, you fall sick, doctor gives you 2 drugs to treat one simple disease. So scientifically, you can think of, why should I take 2 drugs? Let's do something, hook up these 2 drugs by a covalent bond like this, make a new molecule, and see if that works or not. If it works, it will be better because it will solve many of the problems in the biological system. So what we did here, we took the aminoquinoline part of a chloroquine, the left-hand side top structure, and the bottom side, the left side, the bottom structures, we hook up these 2, blue part and red part, and made these kind of hybrid molecules. And we thought, let us see what happens. So what we did actually, if you see this structure, This is Sunny Manohar, who is an assistant professor at Deen Dayal Upadhyay College now. So if you look at this, what we proved here, we proved that if you hook up two different pharmacophores together, you can improve the anti-malarial activity of those compounds. So as a medicinal chemist, what we decided, if you look at the left-hand side structure and the bottom right-hand side structure, the difference is the presence of one nitrogen to the left-hand side, and right-hand side, you have only two nitrogen. So that's the only difference in the structure. So when we studied the anti-malarial activity of those compounds, you can see in the square bracket, these are the two regioisomers, and the activity of both regioisomers is same. But when this Cl was substituted from the top structure, Cl was substituted by this carbocyclic amine, morpholine, N-ethyl piperazine or N-methyl piperazine. You can see the activity improves up to 7 nanomolar. And in vivo activity, we could prove that 30 milligram per kg body weight, 80% mice were cured. And we published this result way back in 2012 in ACS Medicinal Chemistry later. Let me show you one more design, very interesting design. So this is called amodiaquine. As I said, how long and how costly it is to develop a drug molecule. So this amodiaquine was developed as anti-malarial drug way back in 1960s and considered to be better than chloroquine as anti-malarial. But after a few years, it was withdrawn from the market. Why it was withdrawn? It was withdrawn because it forms this kind of a metabolite, which is shown on the right side of the slide. And this is liver toxic. So people who worked on this molecule did not realize that this can have such kind of toxicity. But this information was already available in the literature. If you see the left-hand side structure, that's the structure of paracetamol, the top one. And paracetamol in liver get metabolized and forms this kind of hydroquinone system, which is liver toxic. So meaning thereby, if you are suffering from jaundice, which is the disease of liver, one should not take paracetamol. It will act as a poison. So this information was there, but the people who are involved in the synthesis of this amodiaquine did not realize it. So if you want to stop the toxicity of this molecule, what you can do? You can swipe the position of OH and N-diethylamine of amodiaquine. If you do that, you won't be able to get this kind of hydroquinone system. So this is what I taught. So you substitute the OH by fluorine and the molecule becomes non-toxic. Okay, so what we did here, we used this part of amodiaquine and this part from our previous studies, made new kind of hybrids, and this is what it shows now. So what is the difference between the compound what we generated? You can see this triangle part. So that's the only difference. The rest of the structure remains same. It was characterized, and what we found that this compound was much better active than chloroquine. In the in vivo animal models, 100% cure was observed. Not only that, it has a better half-life than amodiaquine, and this is what we anticipated. During that time, when we published this paper in 2012, in one fine morning, I received an email from Professor Kim from McLean Hospital, Boston. He showed his interest to screen these compounds in the Parkinson model, what he was working on. And motivation of that work was this paper published in Nature in 1987 by Sanders, which concludes that chloroquine and related compounds could be used to retard the progression of Parkinson's disease in human patients. So our structure were structurally analogous to chloroquine. So that's why he wanted us to collaborate him. So we started collaborating with him. In between, during that period, actually, he screened 960 FDA-approved drugs, found 3 hits. One was chloroquine, another was amodiaquine, third one was glafin. All have 4 amino chloroquine pharmacophore. So that was the good rationale to enter a new kind of collaboration with Professor Kim way back in 2012-13. What is Parkinson? Let me just explain this in a very briefly to the audience. You know, human brain is a very complex system. Adult male human brain contains more than 86 billion neurons, 86 billion. And each neuron has one or other function to perform. One of the neuron in the brain part called substantia nigra is called a dopamine neuron. So dopamine neuron's function is to release dopamine in the substantia nigra. So if the release of dopamine in your brain is good, so you are healthy human being. If by some reason, if the concentration of dopamine decreases in your brain, it will cause a Parkinson's symptoms. So if you look at the middle structure, the normal where it is written, the top part shows the normal human being. The green dots shows the concentration of dopamine is okay in your brain. The bottom part, alpha-synuclein proteins looks like this. So you are a healthy human being. But if somebody suffered from the Parkinson disease, you look at the right-hand side picture, wherein you can see the top part, you don't see this red kind of structure, the neuron that depletes. So it means what happens? The dopamine neuron dies. When dopamine neuron die, you don't see the green spots here. It means your dopamine concentration decreases. Okay, so dopamine concentration decreases means you have a movement disorder. And if you see the bottom part, the alpha-synuclein, which looks like this, but if you have a Parkinson disease, the proteins misfolding takes place, and that aggravates the Parkinson disease. So if you want to develop a drug to treat the Parkinson disease, you can at least think two things. One, stop the death of the dopamine neuron, or stop the agglomeration or misfolding of alpha-synuclein. These are the two things you can think of. But it's not that easy because it's very, very challenging. Out of 86 billion neurons, you are talking about one of the neurons. So we started collaborating with Professor Kim in 2012. This was funded by MJ Fox Foundation in 2014. And initially we screened two series of compounds you can see on the top of this slide. And one was active, another was inactive. So we kept on working on this from 2012, 2014. Still we are working on it. But what we could found at the end that the EC50 value of chloroquine, which Sanders in Nature said this can retard the progression of Parkinson's disease, EC50 value of chloroquine was 50 micromolar. EC50 value of our compound as low as 0.5 nanomolar. So we have screened about 700 new compounds, and we have 15 such molecules whose activity is less than nanomolar range. So the molecule which we published in Nature Communication in July 2023, how we discovered this molecule actually, let me just tell you this. One of my students, Satya Pawan, who is in Bangalore now, I asked him to make this molecule 19F because we published in Royal Society Advances in 2015. And my collaborator wanted this molecule a little bit more to study its biological activity. One fine evening he came to me, he said that I received one additional compound in 8 milligram quantity and I don't know what it is. I said, let's say characterize this molecule. We characterized it, we found this is the structure which we call SBB94. So from 100 milligram, 8 milligram compound you got. So most of the PhD students will leave this molecule. They will not even report. But he was honest to report to me. And we got this molecule characterized, screened, and found to be the best active compound at the level of 0.5 nanomolar. Rest of the series, again, we have, as I said before, we got about 10, 12 patents on this molecule itself. And let me just show you how it works. I will just concentrate on the bottom part of this slide. The left-hand slide, you see VEH, means a vehicle. You can see the green dots and red dots. The red dots indicates you have a dopamine neuron, okay? The top part of the second figure, which talks about MPP+, this is the compound which causes the Parkinson disease. When you give this compound MPP+, the death of the dopamine neuron takes place. You can see the red dots are much less now. So when this was treated with MPP plus chloroquine, you can see a little bit more red dots has come. But when this MPP plus part was treated with our compound SPP94, you can see much of the red dots are there. So what we proved from this study that it stops the death of the dopamine neuron, which was required. So this is in vitro data. So when we talk about such results, people always talk about what the in vivo efficacy, blood-brain barrier, all those kind of stuff comes. We have done all that. Let me just show you one slide. This is the compound which causes the Parkinson disease. The top part of the structure, the vehicle, this is the serotonin part of a mice, healthy mice. When this was treated with this compound which causes the Parkinson disease, you can see the second figure, how dull it is. But when it was treated with L-Dopa, which is used to manage the Parkinson disease, there are not much difference, the third figure. Now, if you look at the fourth figure, when the second figure was treated with our compound, you can see the fourth figure. So if you compare the first and the fourth, it looks the same. So what we proved here, it can treat the Parkinson disease. The bottom figure shows that it stops the aggregation of alpha-synuclein also. Remember what I said, if you want to work on a Parkinson disease, you need to either stop the death of the dopamine neuron or stop the aggregation of alpha-synuclein. Our compound does the both. An important thing, it doesn't do these two things, it does the third thing also. What it is? You must have heard about the term autophagy. Autophagy got a Nobel Prize in 2015 by a Japanese professor. What this autophagy means? To a common layman language, if you are hungry, if you don't eat, if you are fasting, your cells are under stress. So your cells, when your cells are under stress, they don't want to die. To keep themselves surviving, they eat the cellular garbage. So this is the mechanism what we call clearance of cellular garbage when you are under stress. So if your molecule induce the autophagy, it means your compound has a much more potential to become as a drug. And this is what we proved. What we proved here that our compound induce autophagy, while chloroquine retard the autophagy process. So this result was published in Nature Communication last year, and we became the first to publish this high impact factor journal from Delhi University. So where are we now? So if you talk about the drug discovery program, so it starts from the left side to the right side. So
hello,
we are.
Sorry to say, your voice is breaking continuously.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so our phase 1 clinical trial of this molecule has begun. So what we did actually, it activates the NER1 receptor, which stops the death of the dopamine neuron. It stops the aggregation of alpha-synuclein, and it helps in autophagy. So these are the students who continuously worked on this project. Most of them have left the lab now. They are settled in their own respective places. But the last student, Shiva, is still continuing this. And this is the ultimate happiness for any scientist if their molecule are listed in the website of an industry. So this industry we have an MOU with now. And the first top molecule has entered in a phase 1 clinical trial. So the clinical trial was started in October 2023. Human dosing was started. And these are the rest of the molecules. So this is the media report in October 2023. What it says, Han All Biopharma, Dayongdong, Pharmaceutical and Nurmon, from 3 industries came together to develop this molecule as a drug for the treatment of Parkinson's disease. And if the cost of the molecule at this moment now, if let us suppose we say we don't want to be involved in future endeavor to this molecule, the market value of this molecule is about 400 million US dollars. And it was highlighted by Wall Street Journal, then Bloomberg, all these was highlighted. In between, we started working on many other aspects of organic chemistry, published very good results. And last 7 months, now it's close to 9 months, I have been to Kumar University, but we published 4 high impact journals during this period as well. So I'm still academically trying to be alive. And these are the collaborators. The work which I showed you today was collaborated with Dr. Shabana Khan at University of Mississippi, Professor Kim for Parkinson. This is the funding, and maximum funding what I got was 36 lakhs from Government of India. The rest of the money what I got from the industries and all that. But I feel that we need to seriously think how our academics and the research should move in the Indian academic system, because this is very important. We are trying to stop the work of one or the other person. That is not good for any of the academic institutions. So these are the 40 students who have worked with me, and these are the current batch of students. 2 of the students has submitted the thesis. I am on leave, so they will not give me PhD student. Though 86 lakh grant, product is in a human clinical trials, patents, but nature communication, but can't get the PhD. Anyway, so thank you so much for your patience hearing, and that's my village from I come from. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Can we have a round of applause for that, please? Thank you. Thank you, sir, for your incredibly informative talk. I believe all our participants will appreciate your insights on the synthesis of drug in the discovery. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and expertise with us. We will always look forward to have more valuable sessions with you, sir. And sir, please continue with us. We are starting with our valedictory function.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Once again, thank you, sir. We are truly, truly fortunate to have had the privilege of hearing from you today. Before moving to the valedictory, I request Dr. Kanika Solanki to present a token of gratitude to our own Professor Ashu Gupta ma'am.
Namaskar. We welcome you all in the valedictory session of this conference. Today, we are honored to have with us our esteemed chief guest, Professor D.S. Rawat, Vice Chancellor, Kumaon University. Guest of honor, Professor Rajkishore Sharma, Dean, Research, Mathematics and Physical Sciences, University of Delhi. And special guest, Professor A.K. Bhagi, President Duta and Professor Dayal Singh College, and our very own principal, Professor Ravi Narayankar.
On behalf of entire Department of Chemistry, we welcome you all. I would also like to request our convener ma'am, she has joined.
Now, we would like to request our principal, sir, Professor Arkaja ma'am and Dr. Sanjay Kumar to felicitate our guest of honor, Professor R. Kishore Sharma sir, with shawl, memento, and sapling.
We would now request Professor Ashu Gupta ma'am and Dr. Rita Sharma ma'am to felicitate our special guest, Professor A.K. Bhagi sir, with shawl, memento, and sapling.
I request all the chemistry department to come here on the stage. I mean to say faculty. Hello. Rawat sir, we are missing you here. I hope we will get opportunity to meet you soon. And we are eagerly waiting you to see here in Shyamlal College. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
As we draw the curtains on 2 days international conference on current trends in chemical sciences for sustainable living, we stand here with a heart beaming with gratitude and a mind filled with inspiration. Over the past 2 days, we have witnessed a remarkable convergence of intellect, innovation, and dedication towards a common goal, the pursuit of sustainable living through advancement in chemical sciences.
Our journey through this conference has been nothing short of enlightening. We have delved deep into the realms of chemistry, exploring its diverse applications in fostering sustainability across various domains, from renewable energy to environmental conservation, from green chemistry to material sciences. The exchange of ideas, the sharing of research findings, and the fruitful discussions have truly enriched our collective understanding and propelled us towards the actionable solutions for a better tomorrow.
Moving further, now I request co-convener of this conference, Dr. Richa Tyagi, to present a brief report of this conference.
Can we have applause for her? Oh, thank you, Dr. Kanika and Dr. Aditya. Greetings to esteemed faculty members, participants, and all distinguished dignitaries. It is with great warmth and honor that we gather here to conclude the International Conference on Current Trends in Chemical Sciences for Sustainable Living. Let us reflect on how the event unfolded thus far, which gave us invaluable insights shared and strides taken towards sustainable development in chemical sciences. The inaugural ceremony of the conference commenced with ceremonial lamp lighting, followed by enchanting Saraswati Vanna, setting a reverent and auspicious tone for the proceedings by invoking wisdom and knowledge. Attendees were inspired by spiritual call, highlighting the importance of learning in academic pursuits, which was followed by university anthem Kulgeet. The commencement of the conference was gracefully initiated by Dr. Rita Sharma, convener, who provided the opening remarks for the two-day event ahead with delightful insight on sustainability and importance of young researchers in academic domain. A remarkable assembly of students, faculty, and researchers was then warmly welcomed and addressed by Professor Ravi Narayan Kar, principal of Shamlal College. He beautifully told us about sustainability and letting us know about the Japanese word motai ni, a regret over waste and a commitment to making most of our resources. A notable event of abstract book release took place, marking a significant moment in the conference. The session was then graced by esteemed presence of dignitaries, each contributing their invaluable insights. Firstly, Professor S.K. Awasthi, head of the Department of Chemistry, University of Delhi, illuminated the gathering with his expertise on chemistry and beautifully talked about sustainable development, importance, and basic etiquettes we need to take to make this world a better place. Dr. Balram Pani, Dean of the Colleges at the University of Delhi, couldn't attend the inaugural ceremony due to emergent meeting, but he has sent his best wishes for the conference. Lastly, Professor Shantanu Bhattacharya, Director of CSIR-CSIO in Chandigarh, enriched the session with his groundbreaking work on semiconductors and battery printing on paper. We were all also inspired by his words as he told us about keep working and keep doing research and work till the end. In the last inaugural session proceeded with Dr. Premlata Meena expressing sincere appreciation for the contribution and participation of everyone involved. On the first day, we hosted 2 plenary sessions along with 1 technical session. For the first session, we had Chairperson Professor Harsha Kharakwal, Director, AIP and P, Amity University, along with Coordinator Dr. Premlata Meena. A plenary lecture by Professor Rajiv Gupta, CEO, Institute of Eminence, Delhi University, talked about his work on sustainable catalysts using visible light and photo-oxidation of different materials and even photo-degradation of dyes and drugs. A talk by Professor S.K. Awasthi, HOD Chemistry Department, University of Delhi, and his research about anti-malarial activity of tetraoxane drug and its need and importance in malaria disease has made us understand about the real-life applications of chemistry in our daily life and how it's advancing the healthcare domain. We then heard from Professor Vinod Kumar Vashist, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Lucknow University, on his work on enantiomers and their importance in drugs and his work on approach for chiral compounds. The second plenary session was chaired by Professor Amit Kumar, Dayal Singh College, Delhi University, along with coordinator Dr. Richa Tyagi. An invited lecture by Dr. Geeta, Professor and Head, BITS Campus, Dubai, on effect of microplastics into the environment and its absorption by water and aging gets even worse and toxicity was also heard. We then had a plenary lecture by Professor Harsha Kharakwal, Director AIP and C, Amity University, Noida, and we were honored to hear about her work on biopolymers and how they are developing sustainable biopolymers for everyday use like plant mulching fence and other materials. An invited lecture by Dr. Ritika Gautam, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, IIT Kanpur, elaborated on antibiotics and how antibiotic resistance is a big threat to humankind and how they are tackling with it. An invited lecture by Professor Dr. Anshuman Mishra, Group Leader, Translational Research and Sustainable Healthcare Management, Institute of Advanced Materials, Sweden, couldn't connect due to some technical glitches, but we hope to hear from him soon some another day. For a technical session of oral presentations of conference theme, we had Chairperson, Professor Kalavati Saini, Miranda House, Professor Renu Parashar, Hansraj College, Professor Ruby Mishra, Deshbandhu College, and Dr. Sanjay Kumar from Shamlal College, University of Delhi, with coordinators Dr. Ankit Mittal, Dr. Radhika Gupta, and Dr. Padma. On the second day of conference, we had 2 plenary sessions, 1 technical session along with the valedictory session. First session was chaired by Professor Pravita Kumar, Aurobindo College, with coordinator Dr. Radhika Gupta. A keynote lecture by Professor Nand Kishore, IIT Bombay, mentioned about the importance of identifying molecular functionalities, rational drug design, and delivery systems. Followed by lecture by Professor N. Bojak, Professor MGS University Bikaner, told us about green calcical converter, green metal, extraction, and synthesis of green ceramics. Invited lecture by Professor Tusifumi Dohi, Professor Ritsumeikan University Shiga, Japan, on metal-free coupling and activation strategy of aromatic ring gave us more insights. The next technical session was chaired by Professor Rita Kakkar, retired Chemistry Department, University of Delhi, along with coordinator Dr. Yukti Munga. We had an invited lecture by Dr. Ravinder Kaur, Principal Scientist, IARI Delhi, on Jalpochar. Sorry, it is, how do you do this? Jalpochar, environment-friendly wastewater treatment technology. For the next invited lecture, we had the privilege to hear from Professor A.K. Baghi from Dayal Singh College, University of Delhi, where he comprehended about the matter history and how matters are made into something useful and how nanotechnology has assisted to a greater extent. Followed by invited lecture by Dr. K. Shivakumar, Associate Professor, Central University of Kerala, about discovery of novel sequential one-pot synthetic methodologies for sustainable future. Next session, the chairperson was Professor A.K. Baghi, Dayal Singh College, Professor Arkaja Goswami, SLC, Dr. Rita Sharma, SLC, and Dr. Anil Kumar, K.R. Mangalam College Institute from Gurgaon, along with coordinators Dr. Kavita Yadav, Dr. Rakesh Pant, Dr. Raghavendra, and Dr. Ompal. They judged the best poster presentation orally. Next session chairperson was Professor Ashu Gupta and coordinator was Dr. Kanika Solanki. And we heard the invited lecture by Professor Deepak Pant, Central University, Himachal Pradesh, who explained about the toxicity and detoxification in chemistry. That's an concerning topic in the chemistry, and hearing about the application of the same has been really insightful. He also talked about how Tulsi and its uses as a detoxificant. A keynote lecture was followed by chief guest, Professor D.S. Rawat, who was so insightful to hear about his discovery of medicines that can solve problem of drug resistance and the success of this drug for Parkinson's, for which initial trials with Neuron Pharmaceutical Company are into the future perspective. We received 145 number of registration for this international conference, and we are extremely happy to share that even students, faculty, and even international delegates participated in the international conference. We received an unbelievable response for this conference, and we are very happy and proud to share that we received a total of 35 posters and 76 number of oral presentations. Each oral and poster presentation was so detailed, and we all have definitely got to know broader on the topics chosen. And it's a pleasure for all of us to know about the kind of achievements one has done in their work. In conclusion, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for your involvement in this remarkable initiative and for generously sharing insights aimed at creating a brighter and sustainable future. Thank you.
Now I request to the participants to kindly share their feedbacks about the conference. Yes. You can come here.
I, Parshi Jain, BSc Honors Chemistry, second year student, was excited that our college organized this international conference. I was also a participant in oral presentation. I felt very excited.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ariba, and for me, the conference was truly exceptional. And big shout out to all the staff and the teachers for organizing and putting together such an informative and engaging event. Thank you so much.
Anyone else? Anyone else? We want to listen to you.
Good afternoon. I am Shubhrajyoti De from Bhaskaracharya College, and I'm very glad that the Shamlal College has organized such an event. As I'm in the first year of BSc Honours Instrumentation, it has been a great opportunity for providing such an exposure to current trends in chemical sciences, which is not my field, but I'm very glad to explore such field. And there are many researchers that I have seen, and it has made me more excited about the subject of chemistry. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your encouraging words. Now I request our principal, sir, for his address.
सभी को नमस्कार. Esteemed Chief Guest of the day, Professor D.S. Rawat, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Kumaon University. I hope Sari is there. Rawat sir. उनको pin कर दो.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Welcome, welcome to this valedictory function.
Thank you, sir. Namaskar.
Namaskar, namaskar. Professor A.K. Wagi, Professor Rajkishore Sharma, Dr. Rita Sharma, and my dear dignitaries of the stage, of the dais, and dear delegates from different institutions, and my dear students. I happened to witness the beginning of this international conference, and this is really given a lot of impetus on this sustainable living. And being the principal of this great institution, one thing I need to assure whoever is present here, that we also, all of us, believe in the central theme of this conference. So that's why I must congratulate the chemistry department led by Dr. Rita Sharma and her team for coming with this theme of current trends in chemical sciences for sustainable living. Whether it is chemistry, physics, or any department like mine, also commerce, all of us need to think together towards a sustainable living and how our planet should be the best of in the times to all, should be the best for us to live in the times to come. And having said that, as I told you earlier in the inaugural session also, this is also time for all of us to collaborate and to think out of box and to innovate also, so that we can really come with a lot of solutions to the problems the society is facing. Even in our institution and the surrounding areas, there are a lot of problems are there where people like you and me, we can come together and we can collaborate and we can able to solve the problems. That is the essence of real teaching and learning. So, my dear students, you are the torch bearer, you are the ambassadors of National Education Policy 2020. And the core of essence of National Education Policy is towards, how you are going to contribute towards the society. So in that sense, I hope this conference must have given you a lot of food for thought. So you can take back to your own institutions also, where you can also collaborate with your friends, with your peers, with your teachers, so you can produce something for the society. With these words, I won't take much time. Once again, sir, I welcome you all for gracing our occasion, and we'll also be eagerly waiting Rawat sir's visit, which is long due now. So with these words, I hope all of you have come here and enjoyed this conference. Thank you for come here, and special words of appreciation for my young students and the volunteers. Really, you have done a commendable job. So big round of applause for all of you. And whoever also come, whatever feedback you have given, do write to us in Twitter also. Please follow us SLC in Twitter. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your address and for being a guiding light for all of us. Your words will continue to inspire us as we move forward in life. Now I request Professor A.K. Bhagi, sir, DUTA President and Professor at Department of Chemistry, Dyal Singh College, for his address.
Professor Rawat sir.
नमस्कार सर, नमस्कार।
नमस्कार, वेलकम।
थैंक यू सर।
ये आप यहाँ आते तो बहुत बेहतर होता।
नहीं सर, मेरा भी बहुत मन था, पर क्या करूं लास्ट टाइम।
तो पहले आपकी आवाज साफ नहीं थी, आपने कुछ किया तो है, आप साफ आ रही है।
ओहो, आई एम सॉरी, आपने पहले बता देना चाहिए था। ओह सॉरी।
बहुत अच्छा रहा, लेकिन आपका लेक्चर तो हमेशा ही बहुत बढ़िया रहता है।
थैंक यू
और
सर।
आपको देख करके कि वहां से भी आप इतने एक्टिव हैं, डीयू के लिए इतने कंसर्न है, तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है।
थैंक यू सर।
प्रिंसिपल साहब कॉलेज के और हमारे मित्र राजकिशोर जी, देखिए इस तरह के कॉन्फ्रेंसेस कॉलेज के अंदर, वो भी इंटरनेशनल लेवल की, कराना कोई मतलब छोटा काम तो नहीं है। अभी तो केमिस्ट्री डिपार्टमेंट भी, जो हमारा डिपार्टमेंट है, वो भी कोई अच्छी इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस नहीं करा पाता है। और उसकी वजह यही है कि रिसोर्सेज भी नहीं है और विल भी नहीं है, और अपनी केवल रिसर्च फील्ड को आगे बढ़ाने की भी एक ललक रहती है। उस कारण से कोई बहुत ऐसे प्लेटफॉर्म्स जो डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ केमिस्ट्री को क्रिएट करने चाहिए, वो श्यामलाल कॉलेज जैसे कॉलेजेस कर रहे हैं आज की तारीख में। इसलिए यहाँ की फैकल्टी को और यहाँ के स्टूडेंट्स को बधाई तो देना ही चाहिए सबको। तो जोरदार ताली अपने लिए बजा सकते हैं ना जी। आप सबको बधाई, बहुत ही बेहतरीन कॉन्फ्रेंस हुई, और आपने मतलब टॉपिक बहुत अच्छा लिया। टॉपिक क्या है, मतलब सस्टेनेबल लिविंग के लिए आप केमिस्ट्री करें। तो केमिस्ट्री सस्टेनेबल लिविंग के लिए करने के लिए मतलब एक बात आप ध्यान रखिए कि यही एक बज़ वर्ड है। बज़ वर्ड क्यों है? क्योंकि जितनी आप बिजनेस एक्टिविटी करोगे, जितना एंथ्रोपोजेनिक एक्टिविटी करोगे, जितने रिसोर्स की एक्सप्लॉयटेशन करोगे, उतना पोल्यूशन होगा। जितना पोल्यूशन होगा, उतने नए बिजनेस की अपॉर्चुनिटी बनेगी, तो साइकिल चलती रहेगी। So actually, the statement goes like this, that every business activity is giving pollution, and therefore the pollution cost gives you another opportunity to do business in a more different way or a refined way, saying it will be not non-polluting, but even then it causes pollution, and then this cycle goes on. This is the story of development. यही चल रहा है, लेकिन फिर भी हमको इसके ऊपर आगे काम करना ही है, और हमको नए नए तरीके, इसीलिए मैंने मतलब अपनी टॉक के अंदर सिर्फ मटेरियल साइंस को और वो जोड़ा है इसको, कि अभी बहुत कुछ करना बाकी है। और हमारे जितने यंग साथी बड़े यहाँ पर इस हॉल के अंदर हैं, उनके लिए मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि केमिस्ट्री सब्जेक्ट पढ़ के हमारी तरह शिक्षक लगने का ही स्वप्न सिर्फ रखना नहीं है, या केवल हम रिसर्चर बन जाएंगे, मतलब वो भी बनना है, लेकिन एंटरप्रेन्योर बनने का काम करिए। इस देश के अंदर एंटरप्रेन्योर्स की कमी है, और छोटे छोटे काम करने वाले लोग भी बहुत बड़े बड़े बिजनेसमैन बन गए हैं। मतलब चाय वाला के नाम से व्यक्ति अरबों रुपए कमा ले, ये इस देश में ही पॉसिबल था। आपको मालूम है ना, एक चल रहा है, एक बहुत बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चल रही है, जहां कोई व्यक्ति जो है कोई ऐसा नया इनोवेटिव काम लेके आता है और उबर चला देता है। ओला उसकी गाड़ी नहीं है, गाड़ी लोगों की है। वो केवल इसमें प्लेटफॉर्म बना रखा है, इंटरेक्टिव प्लेटफॉर्म है। आपने उबर बुक करना है, भेज गाड़ी, टैक्सी चलाने वाले ने अपनी गाड़ी अटैच कर रखी है, उसने जाके चलाना है, आप बीच में पैसे कमा रहे हैं। कितने इनोवेटिव आइडियाज हो सकते हैं ऐसे ही आने वाले समय में, और अभी भी। इसलिए मैंने आपको थोड़ा मटेरियल साइंस का एक्सपोजर दिया, उसमें बहुत सारा स्कोप है, इतना काम है। हमारे यहाँ पर 140 करोड़ लोग हैं। 140 करोड़ लोगों की रिक्वायरमेंट पूरी करना अपने आप में एक चैलेंज है। अभी हमने उनमें से बहुत सारे 80% से ज्यादा लोगों को तो मटेरियल वर्ल्ड के साथ में इंटरेक्शन हुआ ही नहीं, कराया ही नहीं है। उनकी तो बेसिक जरूरतें सिर्फ पूरी हो रही हैं। लेकिन जैसे जैसे हमारी इकोनॉमी आगे बढ़ रही है, हम 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी में जैसे जैसे बनेंगे, हमारे यहाँ लोगों की परचेज पावर बढ़ेगी, और वो परचेज पावर बढ़ने की वजह से अभी तक जितना भी सामान है, आप देख रहे हो कि चाइना जैसी कंट्री या इधर की बाहर की कंट्री से आ रहा है मोबाइल फोन से। अब मोबाइल फोन हम खुद बना रहे हैं। आने वाले समय में आप देखना कि मेजॉरिटी चीजें अगर आप अच्छी लेवल की बनाओगे तो उसका बायर आपको मिलेगा। बायर बढ़ने ही वाला है, इसलिए नहीं कि पॉपुलेशन बढ़ रही है, इसलिए कि हमारी बाइंग कैपेसिटी बढ़ रही है। हमारे पास पैसा आ रहा है, जितना लेवल जिन लोगों के पास पैसा था, पहले केवल 2 या 4% लोगों के पास में कुछ भी सुख सुविधा खरीदने का पैसा था, बाकी लोग तो 2 जोड़ी कपड़े से और दाल रोटी से गुजारा कर रहे थे। दैट मीन्स वो कंफर्ट की बात नहीं, सस्टेन कर रहे थे अपनी लाइफ इस तरह से। आज की स्थिति वो नहीं है। आज इस कमरे में बैठे हुए कोई ऐसा बच्चा है जिसके पास में मोबाइल ना हो, एक आध कोई बिरला ही केस ऐसा निकलेगा। सबकी जेब में मोबाइल है। मतलब आप किसी जगह पे जाइए, किसी ने कहा कि जी कोई संभावना नहीं है कि जो डिजिटल करेंसी चलेगी इस देश में, तो लोगों ने ऑब्जेक्ट किया कि ठेले वाले, चाय वाले, ये सब कैसे डिजिटल से पैसा ले लेंगे। लेकिन उन लोगों ने जवाब दिया कि हम तुम्हारे से ज्यादा बेहतर चला लेंगे। आप किसी चाय की दुकान पे चले जाओ, किसी सब्जी वाले के पास चले जाओ, फोन पे का लगा रखा उसने, आप फोन पे पैसे पेमेंट कर सकते हो। तो लोगों की सोच में बदलाव इससे आता है कि जैसे जैसे सुविधाएं उनके पास आती, जैसे जैसे चीजें उनके सामने आती और उनकी बाइंग कैपेसिटी बढ़ जाती है, और वो बेसिक चीजों को, जिनको आप बेसिक चीजें कह रहे हैं, जो किसी समय पे 16 रुपए की कॉल थी जब एयरटेल मोबाइल आया था, उस जमाने में एक कॉल 1 मिनट करने के लिए 16 रुपए लगते थे। आज की तारीख में इतने सालों के बाद में मतलब 160 रुपए के अंदर एक महीना चला लो आप मोबाइल। तो चीजें सस्ती भी होंगी, टेक्नोलॉजी बढ़ेगी, बायर बढ़ेगा, यूजर बढ़ेगा, तो चीजें सस्ती भी होंगी, इकोनॉमिकल भी होंगी, और यही सस्टेनेंस है और यही सस्टेनेबिलिटी है। आम ना हो दूसरों का, लेकिन चीजों का यूज मैक्सिमम हो। लेकिन मैक्सिमम का मतलब ये नहीं कि सिलेक्ट के लिए हो, सबके लिए हो। और इसके लिए भारत देश को अपनी जो रिसोर्स है, हमारा रिसोर्स सबसे बड़ा रिसोर्स है ह्यूमन रिसोर्स, इसका मैक्सिमम इस्तेमाल करके दुनिया में विश्व गुरु बनने का स्वप्न पूरा करना चाहिए। अभी लोग कहते हैं कि विश्व गुरु, मैंने कई बार बोल दिया, लोगों को लगता है विश्व गुरु का मतलब होता है कि पैटर्न टैंक बना लेंगे, या कोई मिसाइल बना देंगे, दूसरे पे हमला कर लेंगे, या कोई न्यूक्लियर बॉम्ब चला देंगे। वो सुपर पावर्स होती हैं। सुपर पावर नहीं बनना, भारत को क्या बनना है? विश्व गुरु। विश्व गुरु का क्या मतलब होता है? गुरु के सही मायने होते हैं जो आपकी कक्षा में लास्ट बच्चा, मतलब अंतिम पंक्ति में बैठा बच्चा है, जो सबसे कम समझ पा रहा है बात को। गुरु के असली मायने होते हैं उसको बिठा करके, उसको बढ़ा करके आगे सबके समानांतर ला के बिठा दे, उसका प्रोग्रेस करवा दे, इतना प्रोग्रेस करवा दे कि वो बाकियों के बराबर आ जाए। तो भारत का विश्व गुरु सपना ये नहीं है कि हमारे पास न्यूक्लियर बॉम्ब होगा। हमारा सपना ये है कि हमारे ही देश के नहीं, पूरे विश्व के जितने भी पिछड़े लोग हो गए, गरीब लोग हो गए, या जो अंडर डेवलप्ड रह गए, जो डेवलप नहीं हो पाए, उनको भी डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज के समांतर ला करके खड़ा करने का जो स्वप्न है, ये है विश्व गुरु का सपना। ये भारत ही कर सकता है, अपनी मैन पावर के बेसिस पे, अपने अध्यात्म के बेस पे, अपने जो हमारी वैल्यूज हैं उसके बेस पे, चाहे वो फैमिली वैल्यूज हैं या और वैल्यूज हैं, और हम लोग मिल करके चल सकते हैं तो ये सारे काम पूरे हो सकते हैं ना। तो ये भी सस्टेनेबल का मतलब, आपने कभी 17 सस्टेनेबल गोल सर पढ़ाते रहते हैं, उसके अंदर सस्टेनेबल में कोई प्लास्टिक कम करना सस्टेनेबल गोल नहीं है। एजुकेशन फॉर ऑल, ये भी उसके अंदर। फूड सिक्योरिटी फॉर ऑल, ये भी सस्टेनेबल गोल के अंदर है। मतलब सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट में सबसे पहली बात जो पूरी करना पड़ेगा, वो यही पूरा करना पड़ेगा कि जो जिसकी नीड है वो सबको मिले। वही मॉडल सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट का मॉडल होता है। तो हमने केमिस्ट्री करना सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट के लिए, तो हमको ऐसी ऐसी चीजें बनाना जो बहुत सस्ती हो, बहुत एनवायरमेंट फ्रेंडली भी हो, और इजीली अवेलेबल हो, और गरीब से गरीब व्यक्ति भी उसको खरीद सके और उसका इस्तेमाल करके अपनी लाइफ को बेटर बना सके। तो ये मैसेज है वैलिडिटी। आपने बहुत बेहतरीन कॉन्फ्रेंस किया होगा, मतलब मैं तो जब से आया हूं तब से तो बेहतरीन हो ही रहा है, क्योंकि मैंने आधे घंटे पहले मैंने आया, चाय पिया, चाय पीने के साथ में मैंने स्नैक्स खाए, फिर मैंने खाना भी खाया है, और उसके बाद में जो है अभी हाई टी का भी प्रोग्राम है। तो कॉन्फ्रेंस बहुत लाजवाब है, और कॉन्फ्रेंस के पेपर्स बहुत मैंने पढ़े, एब्स्ट्रैक्ट बेहतरीन पेपर्स हैं। और सबसे बड़ी बात मुझे लगी, जो मैंने पोस्टर्स देखे, और आपको मैं मतलब रिजल्ट तो बता देंगे ये लोग, लेकिन जो स्टूडेंट्स ने पोस्टर बनाए हैं वो रिसर्चर से बेटर बनाएंगे। हमारे ये अपने आप में रिमार्केबल चीज है।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आपने मेरी बात को सुना। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, sir, for your insightful address. We express our deepest gratitude to you for gracing us with your wisdom, experience, and inspiration. Now it's time to listen to our guest of honor, Professor Rajkishore Sharma, sir. Professor Rajkishore Sharma is an electrochemical material scientist, and for last 25 years, he has been working in interdisciplinary themes of chemistry, physics, and material sciences. His research interests include energy storage and conversion devices like fuel cells, voltaic cells, supercapacitors, and sensors. He specialized in the area of chemical and electrochemical growth, characterization of nanostructural materials, thin films for various applications. He has authored about 135 research articles in various scientific journals of international reports.
Honorable Chief Guest, Professor D.S. Rawatji, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Kumaon University, Professor Ravi Narayan Kaji, Principal of this college, Professor Bhagiji, and Dr. Rita Ji, fellow teachers, dear participants, colleagues, and students. First of all, namaskar from my side, and I welcome you all to this valedictory session of this conference, Current Trends in Chemical Sciences for Sustainable Living. It is truly an honor for me to be here as guest of honor amongst you while you are organizing a very meaningful conference in chemistry. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to the organizers, participants, and attendees who have made this conference a resounding success. Throughout 2 days, you have been engaged in discussions, presentations, lectures. They are all centered around the sustainability. Sustainability is a very important name, very important field, as Professor Bhagi mentioned here. Sustainability is something that sustains. How it sustains? It should be cost effective. It should have not any harmful or side effects, be it environment, society, climate, or economy of the country. So chemistry is basically, I consider it as a foundation of many sciences. We can adopt sustainable practices in our training, teaching, development, industries, or even in daily life. Professor Bhagi raised 2 very important questions. Not questions, but there were suggestions. He talked about economy. So I want to share with you that country is heading or targeting a 5 trillion economy. And you know how much is the share expected from chemical industries? It is 3 trillion. So we, the teachers, have a greater role to play in this. We can train the skilled manpower to serve to strengthen our chemical industries. Sir ne Vishwaguru bhi kaha, sahi tha. We were the Vishwagurus. There is no doubt in it. We had international universities in past, in the ancient time. Now we have to find the status again. We have to achieve, we have to develop our skills, our knowledge, our universities, our industries, so that the world still accept us as Vishwaguru in the field. Now, talking of the sustainability. Sustainability is not that easy. It has a lot of challenges to overcome. It requires concentrated effort from all stakeholders like scientists, policymakers, industry leaders, teachers, and community alike. We must adopt a holistic approach that takes into account not only the technical feasibility of our solutions, but also their social, economical, and environmental implications. We must strive for solutions that are not only effective, but also equitable, ensuring that no one is left behind in our pursuit of better tomorrow. I would like to once again express my gratitude to the organizers for bringing us all together, for providing a platform of exchanging ideas and insights. Let us carry the spirit of collaboration and innovation that has defined the conference forward into our respective endeavors. Together, we can build a future where the principles of sustainability guide our actions, our decisions, and our aspirations. Thank you very much. And I once again congratulate the organizers and the college from Research Council, University of Delhi side, for doing a very commendable work in sustainable chemistry. Thank you so very much.
We are extremely thankful to you, sir, for gracing us with your presence today and sharing your invaluable insights with us today. Thank you so much. Now I request Dr. Premlata Meena to deliver the vote of thanks. My apologies. Now I like to invite our esteemed Chief Guest, Professor D.S. Rawat sir, for his address.
Yeah, thank you so much. Professor, yeah, am I audible? Voice is clear or not?
Audible, sir. Audible.
Okay, thank you. Professor Ravi Narayankar, Principal of the college, of my colleague, Professor Rajkishore Sharma, my senior colleague, Professor A.K. Bhageji, Dr. Rita Sharma. First of all, I would like to congratulate the organizer and the principal for taking such a wonderful initiative to conduct such a beautiful program in the college. As Professor Bhagi rightly said, that all these programs are very important for the development of the college and the student. And I was really impressed when the bachelor students started talking at the end of the program. That shows how enthusiastic this young breed is, and we all as a teacher need to nurture them. And this is what college has been doing. And my apologies for not being able to physically present there. And आपके कॉलेज में आने का बड़ा मन था, जब मैं डीन था तब भी नहीं आ पाया, क्योंकि वो एग्जामिनेशन ब्रांच में भाग्य साहब और इन्होंने इतना काम थोपा हुआ था, तो टाइम ही नहीं मिलता था। तो इस बार मैंने सोचा इस बार कम से कम यहाँ से एक चक्कर मेरा घर भी हो जाएगा और वहाँ भी आ जाऊँगा। But then other things came up, but definitely I will make a point to visit the college sometime. And I heard very many good things you have done for the college. बहुत सारी चीजें बातें होगी, मैं उन सबको रिपीट नहीं करूँगा. Sustainability, as Rajkishore Sharma ji and Bhagi ji said, it is very important. Without sustainability, you can't achieve any goal. But जब pollution, तो main problem pollution का है कि जो नॉर्मल कॉमन ह्यूमन बीइंग को उसको और चीज से कोई मतलब नहीं होता. समर में दिल्ली में इतना ज्यादा पॉल्यूशन होता है. So whenever there is a pollution, the environmentalists always accuse the chemist actually for that. So chemists are held responsible for all kind of problems what we have, whether it is a nuclear, whether it is the medicine, the industry and all that. But let me just tell you one thing actually. If we go back to ancient times, हमको बहुत सारी चीजें हमने पढ़ रखी है, हमको सब चीजें पता है एक्चुअली, बट शायद हमको वो पता नहीं तो जो हमको पता होना चाहिए था. So if you go back the oldest time, the written document about India, that was Magnathis. In the year about 2300 years back, during the time of Chandragupta Maurya, Magnathis came to India and spent about 7 years in Patliputra. And he wrote a book, actually, that's the oldest and the first book about the Indians' culture, the life, and what kind of society the Hindus were. Everybody should read that book, actually. So what this book tells about the Indians, this talks about that we had 7 kind of caste, actually. So if you read those castes are not that what we know today. The castes were totally different. Magnathis clearly mentioned that we had a very good rivers. He even named the rivers. And he talked about what kind of wealth the India has and what kind of a society, the tolerant society it was. Today we given lectures on, equality honi chahiye, male females mein ye hona chahiye. तो हमारे यहाँ तो गार्गी कॉलेज एंड 2 कॉलेजों का नाम तो हमारी महिलाओं के नाम पर है. हमारी सोसाइटी वो थी. But if you move on later part of the century or later part of the history, the sustainability issues, the Edward Collins wrote in 1960s actually, that any process you develop, you need to earn money out of it, profit. Profit was the main concern of any development. And at that time in that book, what he wrote, he said, what is waste? He defined the waste. He said the waste means anything that does not have a commercial value. वो वेस्ट है, तो उस वेस्ट का क्या करना चाहिए? He mentioned in this book the best way to get rid of the waste is either burn it to the chimney or throw in the river. That was the definitely 1960s. At that time, there was a famous story of burning river in Ohio. So if you Google search the Ohio burning river, you can see the scene. And today the Ohio River is the cleanest river in the world. But what we saw about 2015 or 16 in Bangalore, there was a Nala which caught a fire. So whom to blame? It is the science or the way we pursue it. So what we need to do, we need to pursue science in a true spirit. We need to educate our students, the people who involve in that. Without science, nothing can be achieved. So the students' involvement is very important, and I'm very happy to see that here. And what I request to the Rajkumar Sharma ji and all that, the university people, we need to develop a mechanism where everybody can be a part of the success story. We need to develop a mechanism where the college teachers can openly work. We should try to get that done, because stopping somebody from work is a loss of the institution at the end of the day. So with this, I once again congratulate the college and the organizing committee for bringing such a beautiful program, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We are truly fortunate to have had the privilege of hearing from you today. We thank you for your enlightening words that will continue to guide us in our future endeavors. Now I request Dr. Premlata Meena to deliver vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Kanika. यथा हि चक्रेण रथस्य गति भवेत् एवं परुष्कारेण विना देवं न सिद्धयन्ति. Just like a chariot, before moving to the vote of thanks, let us have the award ceremony for orals and posters. Certificates will be mailed to the respective winners. For best oral, the third prize goes to Dr. Anchal Sethi from Swami Shraddhanand College. The second winner for oral presentation is our student Pashvi Jain from Shamlal College. And the best oral presentation first prize goes to Mr. Pawan Kumar, Department of Electronic Science, University of Delhi South Campus. There is one special oral presentee award that goes to Dr. Irfan Khan from Hundren Center for Energy Research, Hungary. For poster presentations, the third prize goes to Aarti Harsh from Deshbandhu College. If you are here, kindly stand. Second prize goes to Ariba, Kiran, Riza, Garima. They are from Kalindi College. And the first prize is to Preeti, Netaji Subhash, University of Technology. Preeti, I think she's not here. Now let us have our formal vote of thanks from Dr. Premlata Meena. Thank you, Dr. Aditi. यथा हेकेन चक्रेण न रथस्य गतिर्भवेत् एवं परुष्कारेण विना देवः न विद्यन्ति. Just like a chariot cannot move without one wheel, we cannot attain our destiny without hard work and effort. A very good evening, one and all present here. Speaking at today's validity session, vote of appreciation for the International Conference on Current Trends in Chemical Sciences for Sustainable Living is a pleasure and a source of great gratitude. I am delighted to offer my profound appreciation on this momentous day. First and foremost, I wish to extend my deepest appreciation to our esteemed chief guests, Professor Balram Pani and Professor D.S. Rawat. Our distinguished guest of honor, Professor S.K. Awasthi, Professor Santanu Bhattacharya, and Professor Raj Kishore Sharma. And also our special guest of the day, Professor A.K. Bhagi. I also want to sincerely thank Professor Ravi Narayanagar, our principal, and Professor Kusha Tiwari, the director of IQAC, for their resources, managerial guidance, and leadership. I would also like to extend a very special thanks to our esteemed speakers, Professor Rajiv Gupta, Professor S.K. Awasthi, Dr. Vinod, Professor Harsha Kharakwal, Dr. Geeta Kanan, Professor Anshuman Mishra, Dr. Ritika Gautam, Professor Nand Kishore, Professor N. Bhojak, Professor Tofi Chumi Dohi, Dr. Ravindra Kaur, and K. Shiva Kumar, Professor A.K. Bhagi, Professor Deepak Band, and Professor D.S. Rawat, who have shared their expertise and insights throughout this conference. Your passion for research, innovation, and sustainability serve a guiding light for all of us in our pursuit of knowledge and excellence. We also thank the judges of oral and poster presentations also. I especially thank our conference convener, Dr. Rita Sharma, co-convener, Dr. Richa Tyagi, co-organizing secretary, Dr. Aditi Puri, Dr. Ompal Yadav, treasurer, Dr. Sanjay Kumar, and Dr. Ankit Mittal, and organizing coordinators, Dr. Yukti Monga, Dr. Radhika Gupta, Dr. Kavita Yadav, Dr. M. Raghavendra, Dr. Rakesh Pant, Dr. Padma Dechan, and also the advisory committee for their unwavering contributions and cooperation. And very special thanks to organizing secretary, Dr. Kanika Solanki, for her endless support in organizing this conference. We oblige to her. We are very grateful to the bursar, Professor Ashu Gupta, the administrative officer, Mr. Atul Jain, and the section officer, Mr. Manoj Kumar, for their indispensable contributions to improving Shamlal College standing by means of this conference. I would like to sincerely thank the technical team, Mr. Suman, Mr. Gaurav, and Mr. Anand, teaching and non-teaching staff of the college, for their significant contributions that made this conference a huge success. It is absolutely admirable how committed and dedicated you are to expanding the subject of chemical sciences for sustainable living. Last but not the least, I would also like to thank our dear students and volunteers for their support and cooperation. I especially thank to our sponsors, Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, and Selective Scientific Publisher, and a very special thanks to Dr. Richa Tyagi for helping us out with his sponsorship from DRDO. Let's continue to the inventive, sustainable, and cooperative attitude that has defined this conference to close. We have paved the way for a more promising and sustainable future by working together. Once again, I want to thank each and every one of you for your tremendous contributions and steadfast dedication to using chemistry to create a better world. Thank you so much. Now I request everyone present here to kindly stand for national anthem. Now I request all the faculty members, delegates, and the students to come to the stage for a group photograph. And special thanks to Sonu Bhaiya. Kindly proceed for the group photograph here. Faculty members, students, teachers. I request all of you to join us for high tea.